So I want to talk about hairiness, blotchiness, scars, blemishes, and old age. I want to talk about cancer, sickness, diseases, chickenpox, colds, flus. I want to talk about allergies, yellow teeth, cavities, nasal drip. I want to talk about itchy and dry eyes, dandruff, scalp problems, fungi toenails, athlete's foot. I want to talk about sensitive ears, perhaps even a yeast infection. I want to talk about halitosis breath ever since you were a child, asthma, breathing problems, thyroid cancers, tumors, blisters. I want to talk about a decomposing, combustible, flammable gas, better known as our bodies, the cadaver mass. It's strange how stereotypical Black women nitpick about geological decomposition. They'll pass over terminal cancer. They'll pass over wrinkled faces. They'll pass over people that wear dentures. And they will take your entire life from you because you don't shave your legs. Just because you don't shave your legs. You had a full head of hair, beautiful skin, bright smile, a firm body. You just didn't shave your legs. And guess what they do? They turn you into Queen Elizabeth because you didn't shave your legs. Well, before she died. An old woman. Because they don't like a bitch that don't shave her legs. And with all the powers they have, they think, concentrate, do their voodoo, their black magic, and after firing you from jobs and working out their big world connections, you end up homeless on the street begging because you didn't shave your legs at a particular point in your life. And the reason you were doing it was to save your skin because you wanted your skin not to be so rough when you get older. And so you thought, well, since I'm wearing pants, let me just leave the hair there. It's going to make the skin more soft later when I shave it. You know, smooth skin. You were just trying to be healthy. You were just trying to be a queen regal. You don't have your servants with you, so you decided to not always tax your strength with what a slave should do for you. Because you feel like a biology that decomposes is not quite your cup of tea. And therefore, without servants to serve your every whim and woe, you're trying to be very savvy about saving your strength. So you only shave your legs once a month, maybe only in the summer, or when you're going to show it off. And when you do, the skin is super soft and the pores are super small because you're so wise enough to not waste stuff. Because you know you're a woman. You don't need to prove it to anyone else. And you don't stink because you wash yourself and you put good deodorizers on in places where you're not shaving, perhaps your pubic area, your underarms. But you know, stereotypical Black women will take everything away from you, as well as stereotypical Black men. They will see you not do something with your body, and they will rob you of the whole lifetime, not realizing that if the body can wrinkle and you look over it, the wrinkles come from the same place as does the hair. If a person leaves wrinkles on their skin, a person can leave hair on their skin. If people die from terminal cancer cells in their body, a person can actually die with hair all over their body. If a person has all types of acne and pussy bumps on their upper back and upper arms, as we often see in certain people, it seems to be a problem where people get bumps in a certain part of their body, and they don't do anything about it except bathe and put a little something on it, then a person can't have hair. Why do people not fix it? You know, hair is just like every other blemish or scar. If everyone on earth is not glassy, glossy, trim, and fit, who are you to punish me for hairiness? Hair is just obesity, and you don't stop and scream and holler when you see someone who's fat. Hair is just cancer inside the body, and you're okay with that. Hair is just an STD or a viral infection, something we don't want. We don't want the person next to us, perhaps, in an intimate way, but you might still be friends with them depending on what they are to you personally. You know, hair is not a sin. What's a sin is the opportunity for people to have hairiness in our universe. See, having hair on your body is not the problem. It's people making hair removal products and expecting you to do it. That's the problem. Someone expecting you to do labor for free and you don't know why, and then they punish you when you don't do it because you're like, but I didn't I don't have the strength. I'm an extremely, extremely hairy person. I'm extremely ugly. I have no hair on my head. My face is the ugliest face on earth because it has a beard of scar on it, which means when I take this makeup off, I have a beard scar, not hair, just scars that are like a beard on my face. I have dark circles. I look like a criminal. I look like a Halloween costume. Now, motherfucker, there was a time about 14 years ago when I could go outside with clear skin and didn't have to put makeup on. But I've been through domestic violence and hatred and cruelty from society. People want me to be homeless. People are jealous of me having clear skin. People are jealous of me having long hair. They took it from me so that as I'm passing away, they would not have one jealous thought in my direction. Do you understand me? People who were jealous of me said, you know what, if we let Nikki stay healthy, then when she passes away, we're going to know that we're a bad person because we're going to be thinking, I wish that bitch was ugly. I wish that bitch was ugly. So people actually did the damages and then they just chilled in heaven. It was like, okay, let's damage her and then let's just stop cold turkey and let her live as the damaged being. And then we won't really have no thoughts bad because we would have already done the damage. So we could just sit back and like, oh, hey, Nikki. Oh, hey, yeah. We could look at stuff. We could see the damage, but we're like, oh, well. At least I'm not looking at clear skin, long hair, and a nice body. Because if I was looking at that shit, I would have some bad thoughts about it. Because I don't want to damage it, and I'm gonna know I'm going to hell. So I'm gonna do the damages as soon as possible. I'm gonna pull back the reins and just sit back and feast off the destruction. I say that because that was one of the plans for my life. But nonetheless, what is so wrong with hair on the body? I mean, it's bad. But since it comes from the same place that cancer comes from, since it comes from the same place that wrinkles come from, do you all beat down on people that don't get rid of cancer in a timely manner? I mean, it's just like cancer. Some people have cancer for 5, 10 years. Motherfucker, as long as a person have cancer in their body and they keep getting treatment, that's as long as I can have hair on my body without removing it. And you can't say anything about it. The same body that brings forth cancer is the same body that brings forth hair. Just because it's popular to remove it, it doesn't mean I have to. I can think of hair as cancer, a problem that's always bothering me. What is cancer? Something that weakens your strength. It takes your strength. It makes you look bad. Hair does the same thing. It takes your strength to have to keep removing it. It makes you feel like you're putting chemicals in your body, depending on what you're using, laser treatments. It makes you look bad. It makes you feel bad. It's unsightly. It's a lack of will. It makes you look ugly, like cancer. But if I don't have experts removing it for me and doing those sessions of chemotherapy, who are you to tell me that I should have the strength to remove what I didn't do? I mean, I could understand if I put the hair on my body with sewing, if I sewed in a weave job, I could understand me taking it out. But if I didn't make this hair on my legs, my pubic area, my underarm, where am I going to get the strength just because someone keeps just because his blood keeps pushing out hair in unsightly place? I wish it would put the hair on my head that it took because that's what I could use it for. You see, that hair could go any direction. And style is nice. It's big, if you have a lot of hair, you put it in a ponytail, you could cover your face with it. But no, instead it's growing all under my arms. It's growing on my private area. It's growing on my stomach. It's growing on my chin. It's growing on my legs, my thighs, my toes. And it keeps on wanting to grow. But that's not my fault. It's not like as if I mentally did it. But yet people want me to be punished for it. And I'm like, but you only punish a person for what they do, not what's done to them. Our body is a criminal. It's a manslaughtering biology supported by multitudes of people that can put plates in their bottom lips and not scream bloody murder because they can see fire, but they don't feel it. I feel fire. I don't just see it. Why would someone who feels fire shave their legs often? Someone who's that tender and that weak is not interested in anything but trying to figure out how to commit suicide without encountering the same pains in which they are trying to avoid and escape and prevent. And that is my only aim and goal in this particular position right now. How to take my life without procuring the very thing that I am trying to get away from. The last thing on my mind is removing hair off the body, no matter what you think of me. But since hair is wrong to have on the body, I'm going to charge people for a pregnancy that I think is atrocious and too long. 9 months is too long to have something growing inside of you that's dead. Then I'm going to charge people for letting a diaper stay on a baby for any length of time. I think that's the grossest thing ever. Poo on your booty cheeks. You're like, but there's no other way. And we change the diaper. I'm like, that's just gross to even. We don't even need to have that in the universe. You could stop reproducing and go extinct. I'm also going to charge you all for retirement homes and hospices. People that are old and you could actually mercy kill and euthanize them, but you'd rather keep them alive with bed sores and nasty odors coming out of those old places, those mothball smells, those nasty odors of the flesh and the bowels, and people who are willing to clean someone's ass who can't even walk or use their mobility of their body anymore. You have come down on me because of hair on my body? With that kind of stuff going on? Well, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, stereotypical black women, you might want to reconsider your happiness to have laser surgery. You might want to reconsider your hourglass figures of cosmetically altered bodies before you look down on someone who's not able to go under the knife constantly and make their bodies perfect to tip-top shape. Because while you actually chose a cadaver of combustible flammable gas, I'm passing through it. And I really laugh that you chose to live in such condition instead of pass away. Well, I'm not saying that you should be ugly on purpose. What I'm saying is, you shouldn't look down on someone else who's telling you the truth about what's going to happen to you. No one's going to get out of here without going through the real deal. People that supported other people's old age by having a good life are going to go through worse things than they ever saw happen on this planet, along with those that did not dispute supporting others having what's a lie. Right now, y'all don't understand, but what I'm trying to say is people persecute me because I'm hairy and ugly. But hairiness comes from the same place as does cancer. The last time I checked, you all are always trying to support those victims. You say a person's a victim of cancer. Why isn't a person a victim of hairiness? Oh no, I forgot. That's your big, loud cry too. I'm a woman. I'm somebody. You nasty. You a man. But the same body that made the cancer cells made the hair. Now, how are you going to explain your champion of breast cancer awareness when you're beating down on a person's soul for the same problem that cancer patients have? And that is, they lose hair on their head. I gain hair on my legs because of a manslaughtering biology. In one instance, you sympathize. In the other instance, you crucify. And you still wait to pay the high price.